What's going on, Taurus? And welcome to my channel, Alchemist. Justin here, and I hope you're having a fantastic week so far. So, for those of you who are returning, welcome back, Soul Tribe. I appreciate your subscriptions, your likes, and shares. Your support really is just epic, Taurus, and it keeps us growing. And for those of you who are new, welcome. I'm happy Higher Self has brought you here. We're in for an amazing journey. Because it's General Energy Weekly Spread. Yeah, hope you. I've been telling everyone, I'm trying to get these dance moves. It's like they kind of come and go with this inspiration. It's like I feel like we're grooving, but nature my problem. But with this weekly spread, whenever you happen to come across this video, there may be some messages in here for you. And just so you're all aware, this is a general reading, not a one-to-one. So take what resonates with you, leave the rest with me, and never force a reading on a situation. Okay? So with all that being said, let's jump into it. Your space has been cleansed. Crystals, feeling lovely. Just great energy all around here, Taurus. Now I'm going to pull a few oracle cards from this deck here, and then we will get some details with the tarot. But before we jump into this thing, these readings that I do, they're not gender-specific readings, so apply these energies to people as they make sense for your situations, okay? And in case of y'all were curious, the decks that I'm working with, I've included links for them down in the description box below, so definitely check that out if you're interested. But also down below some links for some other readers that are like watching Taurus, so definitely check them out. Very intuitive group. I think you'd enjoy them. Let's get into your first card here. Oh, look at you. The Wheel of Fortune is turning in your favor here, Taurus. Well, at least you got the 8th card of Gemini's here, which is the Wheel of Karma, which is essentially the Wheel of Fortune. But with this card, this is a card of karma, dharma, destined, inevitable, cause and effect, divine intervention, cycles, luck, fortune, rise and fall, circumstances, consequences, divine will, and blind justice. And the energy that's coming through here, Taurus, is the rise and fall. And I feel like that I was actually kind of just talking with Cancer about that a little bit. But I feel like that it's, life naturally. It's just waxing and waning, rising and falling, increasing, decreasing. And I feel like I feel like this energy is asking, how do you cope with those shifts in energies, because it's like it's one thing, when we're at the rise there and everything's kind of waxing. It's fantastic in a sense, we the energies are real great, we're just feeling at our best, but it's just like, how do we sustain that energy, because it's going to eventually fall, Taurus, because that's just a natural balance of life. And where we may not be able to affect that aspect of it, we can at least get prepared for that. And then I feel like this is really a question of perspectives in a sense, because sometimes when we are in that sort of waning, kind of falling sense, we can get so wrapped up in just the suck of it sometimes, that we can miss out on the wisdom and the growth that's trying to come from that, because it's those falling energies, those challenges that give us that motivation and that push in order for us to rise again. But I feel like that it's anticipating the fall, and when you start noticing those energies starting to shift, it's just like, essentially kind of like when they say, like, saving for a rainy day. It's just like, how does that look like for you? Like, how do we keep those energies, keep your, like, because I feel like this is more so kind of talking from like an emotional standpoint than like maybe like like an actual, like, maybe monetary type of view, for example. And that's not to take away from that. That could be something too, that we are, do we have, because considering that Jupiter and Uranus are in your sign right now, it is thinking about those kind of long-term type of investments there. And I feel like that's in all aspects, like, because it could be, maybe your finances are affecting your self-esteem. Maybe it's like, maybe we need to invest in more, um, maybe even like, from like, maybe even thinking like how, as far as like even like food affects us long term, or even like how just like our connection to this realm even like affects us even kind of long term here, Taurus. But let me get some tarot on this and get some details on that. Thank you. All right, let's see what's going on here, Taurus. All right, interesting. All right, so you have the Queen of Pentacles, the King of Wands, the Page of Pentacles, the Five of Wands, the Six of Swords, and then the Lovers here, Gemini energy. And with the Queen of Pentacles being here, I feel like for some, it's just like, I feel like when we're met with challenges here, Taurus, you know, I feel like that there's this energy that it almost feels like that we're almost in a sense not unprepared for change, but it just feels like that we don't feel that we have as much resources as we do, whether this be, again, this could be more so kind of like this mental fortitude. Maybe we really kind of get down in a slump when things get real low, you know, might we get kind of deep into like a depression type of energy possibly. I'm almost even getting like a Ten of Swords type of energy here. You know, when we kind of reach that bottom point and we have troubles maybe kind of seeing how we can build back up from this, or how we can get the energies to rise up and get a game plan for this energy. But I feel like with the Six of Wands, or excuse me, with the Six of Swords being here, that there's this level of, it's just like it's thinking about this from a new perspective here. It's getting ready to, it's appreciating the lessons that both the rise and the falls kind of teach you there. Because if things were all good all the time, you know, just in that high, like, you know, there'd be, I feel like in this realm there'd be nothing to push us, there'd be nothing to celebrate even in a sense, you know, because there'd be no reason to grow because there's nothing to fix, nothing to change in a way. And that, you know, we're in this realm in order to learn how to work with those positive and negative energies there. And I'm even thinking about that contrast with the Lovers, because, you know, with the Gemini energy, they're the twins. And I feel like it's how do we get those energies on the same page in a sense, you know, and really work with that, so that we're more so, instead of like riding this wheel kind of up and down here, we're more so in the center. We're just anticipating the flow and respect both of the energies, that both of the, because I even like how these two butterflies here are very, you know, different colors here. It's like appreciating both the lessons that each of them has to teach you. You know, because again, I feel like when we're working from that fall and rise up again, that rise energy is to celebrate how you did come out of that slump. You know, how you were able to persevere and to grow. And I feel like with the Six of Swords, or maybe this energy, if we're not already in it, that there's something that's going to maybe push you here, Taurus. You know, because we're getting ready to get, and this is a little while, but I know Mars is going to get ready to enter into to Scorpio here soon, and that's going to start forming an opposition with your time. We're going to get an opposition season for you getting into Scorpio season. So, you know, with the Sun, Mercury, all of that, that's going to be moving there eventually. So, and we got a little while, but now we're kind of on the we're getting towards that waning end, you know, and it's time to get ready for that change, because I feel like we can learn a lot of from our opposite signs, you know, where, you know, Scorpio deals with that. They can learn for you how to keep that stability, that tenacity in how do I want to put this? because Scorpio is all about change. You know, they're going through this, essentially this death and rebirth all the time here, where things are a little more constant for you. And I think they're trying to learn how to keep that constancy in the face of change. And in a sense, you are as well. It's that you, I feel like it's more so embracing that things need to change a little bit more, that it can't always be in this constant state, you know? Because, yeah, just let me get a little bit more on this, Taurus. Thank you. All right, Taurus, so we got the Chariot here. And, you know, I feel like there's going to be, again, there's something here, like with the Chariot, usually there are these two, this light and this dark horse or animals that are pulling that chariot, and it's that shadow work. And again, I feel like it's how do we get those two energies in line in order to keep that chariot moving, in order to get to that win, get to that you know, just to keep this journey going. And I feel that even with the lovers here too, that, you know, when we feel in those kind of dark places, you know, to kind of sit with that energy, to kind of meditate, connect with your guides, your, you know, however you connect to source and in the universe. And I feel like there's divine wisdom in that. And, you know, we feel like we start to understand why these situations happen, and we recognize them as divine intervention and divine will. And there's the cause and effects and things of the choices that we make there, Taurus. All right, hopefully that made sense there. A little deep start there, Taurus, but I like that. Let's get some more on this. Oh, interesting. Speaking of opposite signs, because you got the third card of Sagittarius, which is the crew card. And with this card, this is a card of in sync, esprit de corps, working together as a unit, team, leadership, co-create, pooling assets, camaraderie, gung-ho, forming alliances, partnership, and team effort. And the energy that's coming through here, Taurus, is a working together as a unit. And I feel like that's where this lover's energy is kind of coming through here. So it's working together. It's bringing those opposite energies, you know, because we all have that like kind of masculine and feminine energies, and just, you know, bringing into balance ourselves, and, you know, really tuning into our higher forces and paying attention to those intuitive messages. And because it feels really like with the Six of Wands that there is some sort of new opportunities that may be coming for you here as well. And we're going to need to really be, you know, it's going to, at least it's going to help in order to be in alignment with your intuition and trusting that gut and your instincts. Because, you know, just tapping into all those resources here with the Queen of Pentacles, because that's why I feel like it's going to help you make the most out of the opportunities that come your way. And I'm even kind of feeling too that maybe there's going to be somewhere we're going to possibly be maybe even getting in a partnership, maybe with maybe we're starting up a business possibly, or maybe this is like where we might be in a relationship possibly, or maybe even like a friend where we're going to need to, or even like a family member even possibly, where it's just like we're going to definitely need to, you know, there are going to be some sort of challenges that may be coming here. We're going to need to work together as a unit in order to power through this thing together. And maybe this is something where if we're not working with someone, let's say, you know, we've been kind of taking on a lot of challenges by ourselves and just kind of taking the weight of the world here. Maybe this could be an energy too of, you know, reaching out for help here, Taurus. You know, not trying to take on all of the things, and like kind of trusting that, you know, that those close to you can kind of have your back there, and that they have your best, you know, best interest at heart. And I feel like with the Five of Wands there too, there even is getting this sort of like, just kind of be mindful, I feel like, of just like kind of like this argumentative type of energy that's coming through there. Like if we find that, you know, the people maybe we're working with, if there's this turmoil or this tension that's kind of building up, it's just like maybe we can come at things from a more like diplomatic type of way here, Taurus. But let me get some tarot on this and get some more details. Thank you. All right, Taurus. So you have the Five of Swords, the Four of Swords, the Three of Wands, and then the Fool card here. And I feel that there is this energy of, for some, I feel like that we might be, this could even be maybe like there's a team effort that's definitely kind of coming through here, because I feel like there's a lot of viewpoints that's kind of coming into play here with the Five of Swords popping up. There's this. I feel like it's being this energy is asking you to kind of be open to different perspectives, possibly. Maybe there's because I feel like there's gonna be. It's like there's this new beginning that I feel like either we're already starting or that we're gonna get ready to start here soon, and there's gonna be a need to kind of make sure to keep a cool head in this, Taurus, before I feel like we're jumping into, while we're going into this new endeavor, and it feels like with the Five of Swords, like that mixed Five of Swords, Five of Wands, that there may be these energies that not necessarily try to push you, but it's just again there's this combativeness that's kind of coming through here. It's just like maybe they think they know best, or maybe you think you know best, but it's just like we're both trying to get towards the same thing, but it's just like maybe there's these like this almost like this ego sense that's kind of getting in the way, that's kind of blocking from seeing the clear picture there. Because I even see like how there's this sort of like there's this invisible wall that's kind of between Mr. Mime and you here, Taurus. It's like we're trying to keep something blocked up here, but I also feel like that if this is someone where they're trying to put their opinions on you, towards, I feel like we can keep up this boundaries here while still kind of taking what resonates with you. If some of their stuff makes sense, but maybe how they're going about it may not be the most diplomatic way, if that makes sense, or the most. Let me get a little bit more on this Four of Swords here, Taurus. Interesting. All right, so you got the Four of Swords is clarified by the Queen of Swords and then the Two of Cups. And whatever this decision is, Taurus, I feel like it's kind of like what I tell you at the beginning. You might get a bunch of opinions, but this might be something where, and definitely something where it's just like, again, take what resonates with you and leave the rest with them, and trust your gut and where your instincts are trying to lead you. And because I do feel like with the Queen of Swords, there is this sort of like we're kind of oscillating back and forth here, but it's a combination with this Two of Cups. Go with what you feel, but I do feel like when we're listening to the perspectives of others, especially I feel like those who do have your best interests at heart, it's like listen with an open heart, but you're gonna do what you're gonna do at the end of the day. But I feel like it's remembering with this Wheel of Karma, there are consequences, whether positive or negative, to the decisions that we make. And keep in mind that you do have free will at the end of the day, and that wherever these decisions may take you, that they are going to, you're going to learn something from them, you know, regardless. But a very interesting energy here, Taurus. It seems it's a little apprehensive, and I feel like there's a little confusion or a little bit of doubt, or the type of that sort of energy is what's kind of coming through here with that. But all right, Taurus, let's get some tea, and let's get your last card. Okay. Oh, look at you, Taurus, riding in like a knight. You got the first card of Leo, which is the Knight card, shining so bright. And with this card, this is a card of confident, heroic, messenger, fearless, assertive, passionate, fighting spirit, persevering, chivalry, honor, determined, obeying orders, brave, daring, strong and champion of a cause. And the energy that's coming through here, Taurus, is the confident. And it feels like with this, Taurus, that there is a need, you know, when we're making these decisions, that it's because, again, that doubt, that apprehension, that confusion, it's just like maybe it almost feels like that the answers are almost like kind of right in front of you there, as far as like, you know what you want to do, but it's like we keep kind of looking for that sort of reassurance possibly, and is that sort of lack of confidence there, or something that we're still maybe a little anxious about, or just worried. And it's like there is this, like, you know, and if there is this sense of fear, Taurus, that's okay to feel that, you know, with whatever this new, because here's the thing, I feel like whatever this is that we're working towards, you know, even when we're working towards like our heart's desires, there are going to be rises and falls of there, you know, there are going to be challenges and there are going to be victories. And you know, we can't be afraid that something is going to fail, you know, because then we won't do anything, you know, if we let that fear kind of like kind of kind of rule us in a sense, you know, if it could let us keep us down in a sense. You know, the fear is meant to motivate you, to fuel you to give this thing a try, to journey into the unknown, and to see where, you know, these where what kind of lessons and things that your higher self has planned for you in a sense. And I feel like it's trusting that intuition there, Taurus, and really I feel like, you know, and this is something we've been thinking about for a while. Again, kind of take a moment and really kind of meditate on this. You know, sit in a quiet space, maybe get out in nature, maybe sit by some water. But because I even kind of feel like for some that this might be maybe like a move, possibly, you know, maybe we're moving to a different place, you know, or maybe we're getting ready to move out of a company, or maybe move a different job, or maybe move on from a relationship, even, you know, considering the two of cups of lovers is here. But yeah, whatever it is, you know, be confident in your decision. You know, when I chose to you know, when I chose to you know, get a divorce, I wasn't sure what I was going to be doing. You know, like it was really kind of, I had one idea, and then the idea to start up this YouTube channel and things kind of started up, and now that's starting to flourish and take a turn. But you know, was I afraid? Sure. Have there been doubts? Absolutely. Have there been, you know, rises and falls? Of course. But you know, I'm confident that there is a purpose to this, and that there is, you know, it's kind of leading to this higher good, and it is, you know, working together as a unit with your guides, and even with the people around you and things. And you know, even that can affect stuff as well there, Taurus. Again, like I was saying, there's consequences to all of our actions, you know, they're, you know, positive or negative there. But let's get your last tarot cards here so I can so you can, yeah, wrap this up. Last little bit here, Taurus. Oh, and there's hubby, King of Swords. So you have the, and I love that, wisdom, because you have the Eight of Cups, the King of Swords, the Page of Wands, and then the Justice card here, Taurus. And I'm going to switch back over. And I do feel like, again, like there's something here, Taurus, where it's like we feel like we're getting ready to walk away from something, or we're getting ready to let something go. And, with this, with the Page of Wands, it's like this energy of, there's I feel like there is maybe a little bit of excitement in this, but I feel like it's more kind of, there's a fear of it as well, because we're not sure, again, thinking about that cause and effect from the Wheel of Karma. With the Justice card, it can be a card of cause and effect, Libra energy. It's just like, what does that mean? What does that look like? How are the scales going to tip now? And, again, where that could be kind of scary, I get the fear for sure, but again, there's a deeper understanding that I feel like that's going to come from the King of Swords, and it may not make sense right now why you needed to do this thing, but I feel like it's going to be down the line that it's all going to make sense. And I'm even sort of getting this energy of maybe we'll kind of regret it. And I feel like, never regret your decisions there, Taurus. Learn from them, because I feel like regrets just keep us down. They just keep us kind of rooted in the past, and we're not really learning anything from that. If we can, however this might be looking. But, I hope that this makes sense, because I know how that sounds, but I do feel like changes are coming, Taurus, for you. And if I'm remembering correctly, I want to say that there is going to be and this is more towards Scorpio season, but there's this full moon. I want to say it's either new moon or I want to say there's a lunar eclipse that's going to be happening in your. I want to say it's happening in your sign, and yeah, I feel like this energy is now is just to get you kind of thinking. If nothing has been started up yet, be kind of thinking about where this journey is getting ready to take you, and where you want to see yourself going and see yourself growing, and what sort of growth you want to have happen here, Taurus. But I think I'm gonna leave that there. So, if anything resonated with you, Taurus, give it a thumbs up and share this, because this is very, very interesting energy here. As far as just like these decisions that I feel like that we're going to be making, and whom we might even be kind of working with together. But I feel like, again, make sure that we are working together with that, with your higher self. Your angels, your ancestors. Again, however you connect to the source, spirit guides, and because they always got your best interests at heart there, Taurus. And if you haven't already, subscribe, hit that bell button, get notified when I release videos each week. And then last little thing, look at you getting the hottest ticket to come over to my other channel. Not that you need it, but if you do happen to have any Cancer in your placements, Sun, Moon, Rising, come on over to the Chariot and Friends. I do videos Monday through Friday there. We discuss lunar shenanigans, and it's a good old time. And all that housekeeping is down in the description box below. But let me get you surprise cards so I can get you out of here, Taurus. And you got the Two of Pentacles here. And I feel like with the Two of Pentacles being here, it's like there's again that sort of choice there. It's like the Two of Cups that's your water, what you're feeling, and now the two of Pentacles is actually making that manifest, and then watering that ground, feeding that seed, and then resonating in a different type of way. They're working with kind of, it almost feels like that this is you trying to, again, harmonize with that rise and fall of the energies. And the Two of Pentacles can be a thing of change, because You know, and again, change can be uncomfortable, Taurus, sometimes, especially when you're not sure what it means at first. You know, when you're, again, when your energies are kind of like recalibrating in a sense. But I do feel as you, but I feel like that's all part of the growth. You know, so it's like the more you grow, the more things change, and again, the changes can be a bit uncomfortable, but it is getting you to work with the energies in a different type of way. But let me see what your oracle card is so I can get you out of here. Interesting. So you have the 42nd card here, which is a chop wood card. And with this card, it almost feels like that with that chop wood, that almost feels like that was something that we were kind of, how do I want to put this? It's like how it almost gives me like how you may have gotten into like a certain routine of things and that everything's been kind of great, and where routines are nice, you know, sometimes there's something where we like sometimes we need to shift things up a little bit, like how we go about something. It can be slightly different than, because like even when you think about chopping wood, you never cut it in the same exact way each time. You know, there's always going to be this sort of difference depending on what you're feeling in that moment, how much energy you're putting into that, and the strikes, because this whatever these changes are, they feel minute right now, but I do feel like they're going to start building up as things get along there. And let me get a tear on that there, Taurus. And you got the world here clarifying that chopped wood, and I feel like that there's, you know, there's a, the world is giving me, and that's interesting. You know, the world is the last card of the major arcana train before we jump back on and start over again as the fool starts something new. And so I feel like, you know, this chopped wood, it's just like it's like you've chopped all this wood here, you've completed a cycle, and now it's like thinking, there's this energy of just like, what's next, you know? And being confident in where your energies are taking you there. So, thank you. But, and then I'm going to leave that there, Taurus. So, you stay safe out there with these decisions, you know, maybe these moves, whatever that's looking like, Taurus. You know, be safe out there. You raise your vibration through the roof. You know, because again, this stuff can be kind of stressful when we're kind of feeling those internal changes, not sure how this stuff is evolving, and yeah, just be safe out there, and you know, raise your vibration there, Taurus. And I will catch you on the next one. Later.